dirty, dirty sink. I don't know. Maybe I can move this back. There we go. That's better. All right. I always forget how zoomed in it is. Sorry about this little bit of a mess, but here is my Beallara. It's been sitting in this pot, growing in this pot, because it's such a beast, and I just don't know how else to deal with it. Well, it's been doing well in this pot, but I took it out, and I have it by a colder window, so it was starting to get moldy. Unfortunately, it was getting a little bit moldy. So I found some rotten bulbs. Where'd I put them? Okay. So these bulbs were in there, and I was just like, ew, grab them, get them out of there. I don't need wasted space. And then, so I just started massaging. Now, I had grown this in semi-hydro, and the beads got so intertwined in the roots that I've had a hard time trying to repot it. But since this plant has been out of the pot and just kind of allowed to grow loosely and freely, like I just had it, literally it was just sitting in this pot with nothing around it, and there's plenty of room. So I'm rinsing it, and I'm hoping I can get a division, because this plant is big. It's beautiful, and I really, really like this plant. Now I'm working with some warm-ish water. All right, let's do a voiceover so I don't have to hear all that noise. So here I'm just kind of massaging the roots and just kind of rolling the leftover leca beads out from the roots. And then I'm just kind of pulling, just trying to loosen it up, because right there is the weak link. I think that's a good spot to divide. You want to find like the natural division area of the plant. And some orchids will have it. So here I'm trying to just kind of pry it apart, but I think it's probably not going to work that way. So I'm going to have to go and cut it, but this guy is a pretty trusty bloomer too, which whenever I have into a trusty bloomer, I'm always kind of sad that I did that, because it can set it back, but this one's got spongy growth. I'm going to have to get my clippers, or maybe I should call them my hackers. So I don't know if you can see what I'm doing right here. Yeah, you kind of can. All right. I wish I had a third hand. Okay, so I don't want to mess with any of this beautiful new growth here. I want to try to split it right in here. I think I could just go for this. I think I could just cut that and cut and give a little yank. Boom. Not bad. Not bad, really. That actually was a lot easier. But I think it was a lot easier due to the fact that it was sitting in a pot where it was allowed to just, in a way, branch out, if you will, root out. It was sitting in here, and so it was kind of allowed to grow more naturally. But now that I've divided it, we're going back into semi-hydro, and that will be that. I don't know, this looks like maybe sun bleaching. This is a Beallara. It's one of those glacier, the white ones. They don't tend to like bright lights. Sorry, excuse me. Wipe my leaves down. These guys don't like bright lights, so I find, even though they look like a plant that should be able to handle bright lights, in general, the Beallaras I've had and still have been really perfectly happy with a lower light, like just a normal windowsill light, really. Like, they don't need highlight. I find a lot of orchids to be not that picky. So there we are. Yay. I'm going to pot this one up into something else. Dry this one. Maybe pot this one up. Maybe take a bulb off. I don't know. Kind of looking at this guy. Oh, this guy over here. This one's not really doing anybody any good. And when they get so low down in the plant, because this particular Beallara has a tendency to creep out, and some other orchids that have bulbs have this way of just kind of creeping up and out of the bowl or the pot. And this one was really doing it. I mean, you can see here is one, and it's growing up and out. And then over here, it's going to send out another one that's going to grow up and out. So this bulb down here, oh, we got a new growth right there. This bulb here is really not doing anybody any real good. And I don't really need it. So it's just going to rot. It's ultimately the way these creepers work, where they kind of just creep up and out of the pot. They'll leave their old bulbs behind, and the old bulb turns brown and gross and usually shrivels up and dies. So since I need room, this one's just going to shrivel up and die. So remove that bulb. I do have a spot here where the bulb was, right here. Now, yes, that does kind of open it up to infection, but strong plant, like this one is a pretty healthy plant. It's too hot. I'm not really too worried about it getting sick. But it might. Maybe I should rub some alcohol on it or something, so that's a wound. But I think that was kind of already dying, so I'm just going to leave it. But I don't want to fuss too much. I don't want to make too much of a big deal. Orchids are really hardy plants, honestly, when you get them growing. Okay, so repotting the beast. They don't want to live by the window anymore. I made room for them inside, and so clean up that whole mess. That's fun. Okay, so this one, I just found a smaller pot, and it's gonna live like it was before, where I just let it kind of sit in a little bit of water at the bottom, and then I water it, and I don't water it. This one's going to live like that. And it's going to live under the lights. Can I live right here? Yeah, there we go. It's going to live under the lights, away from the light, because it doesn't want too much. These guys don't like that much light. Then my other one is tucked up over there, but it's potted in one of my newer versions of semi-hydro, where you can see a bit of water splashing. Maybe something like that. I don't know if you see it. So that will live there. That will live there. They're out of the cold window. It was getting a little chilly out there, especially near the window. So there was a little bit of mold forming on their older roots. Didn't like that, so they are going to be under the lights. Since I have room, have even more room. I don't know how I made so much room, but all right. Oh wait, no, there's more. So these guys, I repotted the bulbophyllums. This one has at the bottom leca beads and then just a moss at the top to keep it from drying out. So they're my two bulbophyllums, and they're going to live here with the frags. And then this is my one and only Phalaenopsis, and it is holding on for dear life, but I'm going to keep it right here where it gets a little bit more humidity from the fish tank, and it's closer to the heater, so maybe it'll be happier there. Alright, so I think that is all for my orchids at the moment. That's what's going on. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you want. And, alright, bye. Happy growing. Woo!